Global shockwave. The United States and its allies have unleashed an unprecedented bombing campaign against Iran, striking key nuclear facilities in Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan with bunker-buster bombs and Tomahawk missiles. Iran's response came swiftly. Missiles fired at the Al Udeid base in Qatar, intercepted by coalition defenses. This tit-for-tat escalation marks a critical turning point in global geopolitics, setting off alarm bells about a broader regional war and casting doubt on the future of international security. The escalation erupted on June 22 with Operation Midnight Hammer, ordered by Donald Trump, coordinated bombings using B-2 bombers and submarine-launched missiles targeting Iran's top nuclear sites. The Pentagon described the destruction as extremely severe. While U.S. officials claim the strike delayed Iran's nuclear ambitions by 1 to 2 years, intelligence agencies such as the IAEA and the DIA warn Iran could restart its program within months. In retaliation, Iran launched missiles at the U.S. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar on June 23 in its Glad Tidings of Victory operation. 13 missiles were intercepted, causing no casualties. Shortly after, a ceasefire was announced between Iran and Israel, but Tehran severed cooperation with the IAEA. Meanwhile, Gulf nations closed their airspace and oil markets trembled. This military flashpoint has ignited fears of broader instability across the Middle East, while nations scramble to manage air traffic and prevent further conflict. It's a geopolitical powder keg, and everyone's watching. Under Trump's command, the U.S. launched a direct, no-holds-barred attack on Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Using massive ordnance penetrators and submarine-fired Tomahawk missiles, the U.S. obliterated strategic facilities in Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. According to the Pentagon, this blow set back Iran's nuclear program by up to 2 years. But other agencies, the IAEA and the Defense Intelligence Agency, aren't so optimistic. They estimate Iran could resume operations in a matter of months, not years. Some hail it as a bold, effective move. Others condemn it as reckless, illegal, and constitutionally questionable. There was no congressional authorization, and international legality is hanging by a thread. Iran wasted no time. On June 23, it fired back with missiles targeting Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Explosions were heard, but U.S. defenses intercepted all 13 missiles. No casualties. Trump called the response weak and urged peace, though Tehran warned the U.S. had exposed its Achilles heel in the region. This was no isolated event. It came after a series of attacks, Iranian drones striking the U.S. consulate in Erbil, Israeli strikes inside Iran, and Iran's increasing use of regional proxies. Trump's camp justified the operation as long overdue. His hardcore base cheered. MAGA flags flew. Meanwhile, leftists and Democrats accused him of authoritarian overreach. What's in it for Trump and Americans? From a hard-right lens, this is classic Trump. Power through strength. No apologies, no begging, just results. His loyalists see this as proof that America is back on top, unafraid to confront hostile regimes. Oil prices spiked, boosting the domestic petroleum sector, one of Trump's key economic allies. For conservative voters, it's a win. But let's be clear, this move is a legal minefield. Without Congress, Trump opens the door to impeachment, lawsuits, and accusations of violating the separation of powers. This could cripple his 2025 campaign just as it gains traction. Worse, the strike drained costly military reserves, including SM-3 missiles, possibly leaving the U.S. underprepared for a looming confrontation with China. Back home, Americans could feel the heat. Military spending increases will mean cuts elsewhere: healthcare, education, infrastructure, and don't forget, the longer the Middle East stays volatile, the higher the chances of extremist backlash on U.S. soil. Homeland security might be entering a new red alert era. Globally, it's a double-edged sword. Trump is trying to reassert American dominance, pushing allies to fall in line. Saudi Arabia stayed neutral, and Trump sees this as a chance to expand the Abraham Accords. But the blowback is real. The UN condemned the attack. Gulf nations shut down their airspace. Oil flows are threatened. If the Strait of Hormuz closes, oil prices will explode and global trade will suffer. The geopolitical math is messy. China and Europe are being forced to pick sides. Beijing has deepened economic ties with Iran, but militarily, it's on the sidelines. For now, critics fear another Iraq or Afghanistan. Endless conflict, wasted billions, and no exit strategy. The controversies are endless. Unilateral strikes without law, energy market chaos, using military resources that should be saved for China, creating new terrorist hotspots. Every one of these questions is already fueling political firestorms across Washington and beyond. Still, Trump presents himself as America's last strongman. The only one willing to act. The only one with the guts to smash heads and win respect. But that macho bravado leaves scars, exhausted troops, diplomatic isolation, and a nation inching closer to war fatigue. Final verdict? This military escalation may give Trump a short-term boost. His base is thrilled. But the long-term costs are already stacking up. Legal challenges, global condemnation, and overextended military assets. Americans could soon face rising costs, fewer domestic investments, and growing internal threats. If Trump wins, expect more of this. If not, he's just left the world a ticking time bomb. Now, it's your turn. Do you support Trump's blitz strike on Iran, or do you believe it only fuels global chaos? Is this about national security, or just reckless showmanship? Let us know in the comments, share your opinion, and join the fight to shape the future. This debate is far from over, and your voice matters more than ever.